In last week's episode, we returned to our boat in North Carolina. We had been away for 5 months instead of 2 after the unexpected passing of our 15-year-old daughter, Abigail. Last week, we talked about the preparations we had made before we left and how those had worked out. This week, we're going to put the boat back together and get it ready for new adventures. Okay, it's dusty, not too much mildew. So getting back to the boat has been emotional today. Abigail's stuff is just sprinkled around, waiting for her to come back. I had determined that we were not going to go through her bedroom until Liberty comes back, and we're going to do that together as a family to decide which things to keep. I just forgot that she's everywhere. Anyway. But we went and picked up a car to borrow from our friends. And she's like, oh, and there's a big storm coming on Tuesday. And it's going to be blowing 70 knots. And we're like, we're further inland, up a couple creeks than they are, and so we're only going to get 50 knots, but that's a lot. So we'll spend the next couple of days cleaning. It smells like old boat in here, which is totally gross and unacceptable, but cleaning, decluttering, getting rid of things that we don't need, and putting stuff away that we brought, and get ready for that big storm. We've kind of forgotten and gotten out of the habit of like checking the weather as often as we need to living on a boat. So back to real life. So there's no visible mold or mildew anywhere on anything, but the boat smells musty. So we're gonna do some cleaning today. And while we're cleaning, we also need to do some purging because we brought a lot of stuff with us. And I'm feeling like the walls are closing in on me, which makes me crazy, Hunter.
Oh, sorry.
He knows.
All right. We've been looking all over for this damn
What we
thing.
got. Yeah, it's in here.
You bought one.
I'll be a dandy millions
It's so hard to like remember where things are stored.
I can't keep on promising.
You know?
I mean, I think we just need to start taking things out, and we're like, we don't know where it goes, but it doesn't belong in our room. And then maybe it comes back to the room if we can't find a better place. Put those in the front room, like maybe the bookshelf. I've got to empty some things off the bookshelf.
Start trying to use the proper terms in the boat. I should order a bottle or two of that fancy. Well, I can call it marijuana.
Please don't. People will get confused. But a marijuana product has THC in it. CBD doesn't. So there is a difference. I think it's this melaleuca tea tree that kills the...
That's in the product you're using, right? Okay. As long as we're using the right one. It's yours?
Garbage.
It's garbage?
Yeah, that was the one I bought when I couldn't find my other one. But my hair is so short now.
Now? When your hair's long, well, you need it again and we'll have to buy it again.
No,
That's
I
what I'm
found
saying.
my other nice one.
Alright guys, of the half a dozen things that have failed in the boat that need somewhat emergency attention, this one's actually today pretty important. And let me see if I can get where I can show it to you. Alright, this is the fan, exhaust fan for the composting head. And it has quit. I have to try to fix it because it kind of smells a little bit. If there's no ventilation at all going through this, any of the outside pressure, wind blowing or anything pushes it back into the boat. So it's got to be fixed. I've ordered one, but it's not going to be here for a week. So I'm going to see if maybe I can fix this one. I don't know. They're kind of a pain, but they're kind of a loud, rocket, noisy. I got it to work. It's working.
That's horrible.
Is that a little better? Hey man, maybe it won't stink in here for a week, so.
Is that working? Can you get to it?
No, there's not much room. I can't get the blade off. And if I spray it into the thing and then go like this, maybe it'll drip into the motor and solve the problem. I don't know.
It doesn't smell like poop. It just smells weirdly earthy in here.
Yeah, it's just an earth smell. If I spin it, it works. But if I can't start it by hand because it's enclosed, it's not going to do me any good. I don't know, I suppose if I just leave it running, even if it's on a lower setting like that, put it together while it's running, it might work.
Try it. I mean, it only has to last a week, right?
If it stops though, so.
We're trying to get the hallway cleaned out, but it's kind of a one of those games
Tetris?
where 9 square where you move them this way.
You're moving one number around?
Yeah, because the stuff that's in the hallway has to go somewhere. And a lot of it is the pillows and cushions we had in the front room, the salon. Todd wants me to use the right words. I think you all know what I'm talking about when I say the front room. This boat just isn't very big. There's only one room that can be.
I'm kind of thinking that, you know, our language has changed so much, you know, now things are called sick and it's not vomit. So, front room, salon, I mean.
What was that thing
right?
our grandkid was saying the other day? Bus? It's bus?
Oh, yeah, it's bus. That's a new one, bus, and apparently it's not with kids on it.
I'm like, oh, I don't know what that means. But anyways, it's like to put one thing away, we have to have other stuff taken care of. And let me show you what the front room looks like right now. The salon. Okay.
I don't know, it looks sick to me. Whew. You still have quite a mess going on in here.
We're almost done in this bedroom, but some of the yuck that's on the rags has come from down in the crevices where we had stuff piled up against it on the floor, boxes of tools and things like that, that there was no airflow. That's where we've seen mold grow.
Can you wash that already?
Yeah, I'm going over it with the feed and wax. Keeps the moisture in the wood a little bit, in the teak. So just trying to prevent it from cracking and drying out real bad.
Does that, you think that'll help with mold grabbing it too, or?
I don't know if it'll help with mold, but I try to put this stuff on about every 6 months.
Kind of fills in the pores, right?
I don't know, but it makes it look shiny and nice.
Oh, I see. You've already done. Look at the difference. So this is not done. That is done. Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
It makes it look a lot nicer. Oh, that's kind of gross.
It is, isn't it?
And that's leaking from our packing gland, right?
This is coming from the Rudder packing gland.
Yeah.
We get a line of water that comes in from the packing gland for the Rudder leaks. So there's this little stream of water that's just always there. I mean, it's not moving water. You look at it, it's not moving, but there's enough water coming in that it's always wet.
Yeah.
So it gets kind of gross.
Well, we're waiting to be hauled out. So we figured we would do all of these things that never get done because we're always busy with something else. Okay, we're up bright and early. There is a winter storm predicted to blow in today that's supposed to gust up to over 50, like 55, according to one model. Actually, both models say that we'll get that. One says it should already be blowing 30 and it's not. The other one says we're 10 to 20, which could be closer to correct. So we're just out here looking at the boat, double checking our lines, taking stuff back downstairs that we pulled out to try and finished putting the boat back together. And we're gonna batten down the hatches for the day. Todd's looking at some of the other boats on the dock, just double checking their lines. That's the direction that the wind's going to start from, and is coming up the river right now. And then it's going to clock around to be coming from the trees. So we're pretty protected back here, you can see. Even the stuff that's going to come from here has to cross all these trees from open water, but that'll be where we'll get the most wind from in this marina. Everything else will be pretty protected. Okay, it is sustained 15 knots, and we are headed to the gas station to get some gas for a generator because they're predicting power outages. So that's probably important. I feel like I'm living in an episode of Hoarders. That looks yummy.
Look at that presentation, huh?
That is amazing. Good job, dear.
Turkey sliders.
Yum. On this crazy blustery day that we're hiding out in the bedroom because the boat is a-rockin'. All right. What is the wind doing?
Blowing.
Okay.
Whistling, blowing, tipping the boat sideways.
But it's like, how fast is it blowing?
Well, we've hit 40, just a little over 40 knots out there.
For a gust.
But until this moment, just this second, we've been sustained around 25 knots. So right now, I think we're in some pockets of heavy light because there's thunderstorm stuff coming in the next 20
we have
minutes.
a thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm warning, and a tornado watch for us.
Is that where you go outside with your binoculars and you watch the tornado tear apart your neighbor's house?
We wouldn't know if it was going to hit us.
It's dark. How are you supposed to watch them?
Well, if we
I think they need to put lights on those tornadoes so you can see them.
Right.
So this is my friend Tom's boat. This is the Harbor Master's boat here, and it actually has broke loose. The cleat over here has been pulled off. Let's see if I can figure out where it was. Probably right there. Looks like the cleat, the front cleat broke off, and so it is kind of loose. And if it wasn't for the pole right here, could have been a problem right there.
Okay, we just got back inside. Todd, the wind's kind of basically stopped, so Todd went and walked the docks and checked everybody's boats, and one boat had pulled the cleat out of the dock. So he came and got me, and we pulled it in and reattached it to a different cleat as the tornado sirens were going off. It's pitch black outside. I'm like, is there something coming? We can't tell. Did they stop?
They stopped.
They stopped. So that's our little bit of excitement. But the winds have basically died down. I think it's all over. It's so exciting. Look. And this is one of Abigail's shirts. Our merch came in, and I'm so excited about it. So these are Bella Canvas shirts. I don't know if you know, you know. I just really struggled with a lot of merchandise shirts that we had tried and gotten samples of. We hated the t-shirts. I hated the t-shirts. I'm a t-shirt snob, Bella Canvas all the way. So what do you think? So this one I got for Liberty. Don't let the tamed ones tell you how to live. And it says Sailing Spoondrifter on the sleeve. And Mermaid Kisses and Starfish Wishes, that's also for Liberty. So this is another Abigail's Miracle t-shirt. easily distracted by cats. And my t-shirt has the same thing on the side. It says Abigail's Miracles. So they're so soft. This one, Happiness Comes in Waves, and that's the back of the t-shirt. And the front says Sailing Spoondrifter on it. Then we just have the simple Sailing Spoondrifter logo and Sailing Spoondrifter on the sleeve. So we got this one for Todd. Easily distracted by cats, and then
Look, a cat.
Turn around,
Look, another cat.
Yes. And then that's the Abigail's Miracles on the sleeve.
You make me cry now. I like it. It's awesome. I can see her wearing it.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. We still have not unpacked. We're slowly. We had a big storm yesterday and weren't able to work in the boat. So there's still just stuff everywhere. But we're digging a little deeper into this front V-berth. So let's see if we've got any mold or mildew. Well, how bad is it? Is it okay?
I don't think there's anything in here. There's a little bit of damp. I don't know if you can see the glisten. Probably not the glisten on the light.
You're gonna let it air out.
This was salvage DIY off a boat, right?
Yeah, we took other cushions and cut them up and glued them together. The question I have is, maybe it would work if I actually like glued them together right and put a cover on it. So like sew to cover.
It's really hard though.
I know. Or we just break down and buy some new foam. This stuff is not cheap.
No, we figured enough foam to do this right here, which if it was square for practical purposes, let's say 81 inches by 81 inches, like a king size bed, was what?
$800 to do enough foam for this.
$800 just for the foam. Woo-wee.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. We can get just a memory foam mattress and cut it up. But what the problem is, you have to be able to pick it up. And those memory foam mattresses weigh a ton.
They're really heavy and they're like limp. So you're going to lift them up and they just float and flop all over the place. They're really hard to just like pick up and haul out.
Yeah. So if you have another idea for replacing the foam in this space, put it down in the comments. We're looking for ideas right now. That would be really good. But you can see, like, this is from just the fans running, that it's gotten way dusty, dirty. Anyway, I mean, and it's like in these spaces back here. Oh, it's Abigail's closet. Was it fair? It looks a little dingy, maybe. Because this did not have airflow.
No. Not great airflow anyway. We'll have to go through it.
Her hairbrush. Ah. We're not ready to go through that yet. So, it'll just stay there. There's nothing in there that we're worried about being ruined by leaving it alone. Because most of it's going away anyways. Anyway, not ready to do that yet. All right, I've started working on the bookshelf. I'm starting to whittle down what we have. We do so much on Kindle and online for school. They're starting to kind of warp and be in less than great shape. And they do smell, it smells like if you go into an old bookstore, that's what it smells like. So it's not a bad smell, but it's a musty smell. It is a gorgeous day today. So we have one bag and a bag of books to go to the thrift store. We've got to pick up water. That box of books going to our kids is just too heavy to carry.
Yep. Or I'm lazy, one of the two. I'll take
or
the
smart.
second one or the first one.
You could say you're smart.
I'm smart.
Well, I'm not sure we're making any headway in putting this boat back together. It just seems like as we do one area and move stuff, then the other area gets totally messed up. And then we find projects and we have to tear something apart. And so one of the things Todd did was wash the bilge out, but now he's pulling this crap out of the bilge. All that mud and yuck.
Right. Gross?
Yeah, that's gross. What is all this stuff from? Just stuff that falls down in the little holes?
Yeah.
We don't even have that many holes. Like, we have these.
Well,
Where's it all coming from?
well, I think what's happened is, as much as we've used the boat now, all of the stuff anywhere that was under any of the floors or anything has worked its way down to the bilge. And then the other day I washed the bilge up in the front, washed water back toward the back of the boat. And I think it took all that stuff that was now in the bottom of the bilge and pushed it till it hit the smallest limber hole it couldn't go through.
All right, guys. We told you were going to...
Sorry.
All right. We told you that you were going to get to see this boat put back together in this episode. It's not going to happen. We have just gotten bogged down by so many things. So we kind of moved into this space trying to clean it up a little. And then we got into Liberty space just trying to see what was underneath the bed and pulling some things out that we needed. But then we got thinking, like, this space was better used if we put a bookcase here. And Todd went looking for some storage stuff there.
So what you're saying is we're stuck in the Disney movie Up. Squirrel! Squirrel! Squirrel!
Yeah.
Kind of what it feels like, right?
Yeah. Like one thing after another. Okay. When it comes down to your measuring inches and seeing how many stacks of toilet paper you can fit in a space, you know you're getting serious about storage. So we can put one more there. This has been a way bigger job than we expected it to be. And I think that part of it is that we're still moving slow after losing Abigail. Like, our energy just isn't quite the same. We're not running around crying and moping. It just feels like we're moving through molasses. I don't know. I can't describe it. So this is what the front room still looks like. This is the bookcase Todd is building. And of course that meant getting tools out. And we have managed to muck out these shelves. But this is stuff that we're like, we don't know what we're going to do with that. The kitchen still feels overwhelming to me. We haven't managed to reorganize it.
Kitchen is in use 3 times a day right now.
I know.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. And we cleaned off the navigation table because I needed to use it for videos.
And I fill back up with tools when she's not looking.
Right. So this is just the state of it, guys. So no big reveal, no, oh, it's done. It's still a work in progress. But we'll keep sharing. See you next week.